Alright, time to review this super mega cheapie from Maison Alhambra. This thing is like 14 bucks. This is Monocline. I'm going to Monocline number 5. Eau de Essence, really it's an eau de parfum concentration. 14 bucks, I think, is what I paid for it on Jomashop. Very inexpensive. So Maison Alhambra is like a sub category or sub group from Lattafa. This is meant to be a clone, twist, dupe, whatever you want to call it, of Eccentric 5 by Eccentric Molecules. So as far as the note breakdown, we'll go ahead and talk about real fast. Top notes of coriander, orange blossom, mandarin, bergamot, cardamom, and lemon. So I'm seeing a lot of citrus and a little bit of some sweetness in there as well as some delicate florals. Then we get some jasmine, rose, lily of the valley, and that kind of goes into the middle. So again, some more delicate kind of florals in the middle. So it seems like this could be very unisex, which I think is marketed as being unisex. It's kind of cool. Then the base notes is going to be sandalwood. I love sandalwood. And then you get smooth amber, soft musk, and you get a little bit of green tea as well as some cedar and other woodsy notes. At least that's what the Jomashop description lists out. Because Fragrantica, if you ever go and look at this on Fragrantica, it just says cashmere in it, which is not correct. So that's why I'm not going to give you a full breakdown in the graphics. It's just, you'll just see me talking. Let's go ahead and pop this thing open and annoy you all with the sound of cellophane. Sorry in advance. So this is a cheapie. I'm not expecting a $100 fragrance worth of performance out of this. We'll see how it goes. As always, the way we do this, we check out what the bottle looks like, although it's not anything super special, or at least doesn't seem to be. That's kind of cool. Kind of neat. There's the bottle. Once we get the bottle out, we test it on paper, we test it on skin. I give you a brief rundown of the opening notes as far as I interpret them on the skin versus on paper, and then you'll basically split off for like 2 seconds, but for me it's several days while I've worn this and kind of got an idea of what's going on with it. Let's go ahead and pop that off. Is it magnetic? Nope, just a regular old cap. So let's go ahead and spray it on paper, and then we'll do skin. We'll talk about both and kind of go from there. So first up, let's go with bam. Decent atomizer for the price, $13. Shouldn't expect miracles. It's a very bitter citrus. So the citrus opening, it's nice. You get a little bit of spiciness from that coriander. That's definitely present. But yeah, a lot of citrus, a lot of coriander in the opening. You get a little bit of lemon. It's not very sweet. It's a very bitter, kind of dry citrus. But let's go ahead and spray it on the skin. Let's see if we notice anything different. Sometimes citrus is just different on my skin. Sometimes it's more bitter, sometimes it's more sweet. It just depends on whatever chemical they use to make that smell in the fragrance. But I can it definitely projects better off skin already. Okay, it's a little sweeter on skin. Yeah, definitely way sweeter on skin, as a matter of fact. On paper, it's almost like super dry. Like it's the most rindy, bitter thing on paper. It's still pretty rindy on skin, but there's at least some sweetness to it. The cardamom pops a little bit more on skin, so you get that more sweetness from the cardamom, which is kind of nice. But yeah, overall, that's a really nice opening fragrance. If you're looking just for the opening, yeah, it's already kind of getting a little bit woodsy, a little woody. So whatever those notes are in there, that like in the cedar and the base, they're already kind of coming out. And yeah, we'll jump back in, and for you it'll be a split second, but for me it's going to be days of wearing this and kind of analyzing it. So we'll jump back in just a second, and you'll give you that interpretation of the fragrance and longevity and performance and whatnot. Alright guys, so it's been a little bit of time. I've worn this quite a bit now, and Monocline number 5 by Maison Alhambra is a very, very nice fragrance. It's one of those, first I'll describe just kind of like the notes real fast. The note breakdown is, as I stated earlier, I would say that the woody cedar notes do come out pretty quickly. I would say their longevity isn't amazing, but the projection does go pretty hard for a while. And now my experience with this, unfortunately, is in the middle of the southern heat, so 90+ degree days. That means that this is going to dissipate much faster. But it is a very nice scent. It's actually one of my wife's favorites. And when I said, hey, yeah, it was 13 bucks, she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it was like 13, 14 bucks from Jomashop. It's about as cheap as you can get. And she's like, I really like that one. So I'm like, my wife's a cheap date when it comes to colognes on me, apparently. But again, just a very well done fragrance. The rose starts to come out a little bit more as time goes on. Those cedar and wood notes are the more masculine part of this. The opening citruses are very nice. A little on the bitter side, which makes it a little more masculine. However, because of those florals that are put in there, This is marketed as unisex. I think if a woman wore this and you smelled them walking by you, you'd be like, oh, that's a nice perfume. At the same time, if a man walks by wearing this and you can smell it as they're walking by, you go, oh, that's very nice cologne. It's unisex in that fashion. It really is kind of defined by the person that's wearing it. So without getting too like hippity-dippity about it. But yeah, so Monocline number 5, a very nice fragrance. Longevity isn't the best in the world, so you might have to overspray to get kind of any impact to last you for a while. I'd say you put it on, let's say you go into work at 9 o'clock, put it on at 8, it'll be gone probably by it'll be at least a skin scent by noon. I would say. So you might get about 4 hours of like true projecting wear out of it. Maybe a little longer if you overspray. So if you're the kind of person that wants to smell all day long or get through an entire work day, this might not be the best option for you. But if you're just like going out for an evening, or if you're just trying to get through one shift at work, maybe you would do shift work at like a restaurant or something, or some other industry, this would be a good option for you. Or just going to church, or going to out for just any kind of school function or some kind of event, or for you classes if you're in college. Good option. This is a good option for you. But again, the longevity is not extreme by any stretch of the imagination. It's just decent. But yeah, other than that, it's a very nice fragrance. I'm very happy with the purchase for $13, because that's like you sneeze that. You put it in your cart to make it round up to the $100 mark on Jomashop for free shipping. It's just a good option out there. So, and it's also, oddly enough, so far, out of all the fragrances I've purchased, one of my wife's favorites, and she enjoys it. And ironically, my wife does not like rose, and I can detect a fair bit of rose in this, but it's done in a way that's kind of understated, so I really like it. Yep, so that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.